This tutorial is for section S25, Slopes of Parallel or Perpendicular Lines, Algebra 1. So the first thing you need to remember is the difference between a parallel line and a perpendicular line. So parallel lines are two lines with the same slope that are never going to meet, right? They're never going to cross because they will always, if this one goes up 1 over 1, this one is traveling at the same rate, so up 1 over 1, so they'll never meet. They'll remain parallel in infinite directions to the, or infinite ways to the left and then to the right. So they have the same slope, so you could represent that as A over B for rise over run is the same as A over B, rise over run. Perpendicular lines are another special set of lines. Instead of parallel lines, these do cross, but they cross in a certain way. These two lines cross in a way that makes a 90-degree angle. So there's a 90-degree angle here, 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 and here. So you can think about this as maybe like an intersection on the road if these lines are meeting at perfect 90-degree angles. The interesting thing about here, about the slope for perpendicular lines, is that they are opposite reciprocals. So what that means is if you had a slope A over B, the opposite reciprocal of A over B has B at the top and A at the bottom, and then it changes the sign from a positive to a negative. So to get a perpendicular slope, you swap your numerator and your denominator, and then you change the sign. So there's also a cute joke in math that says that parallel lines, it's a shame that they have so much in common, but they'll never meet. So, haha, same slope, but they'll never meet. They'll never cross, right? So let's look at a couple examples. Number 1, line G has a slope of -2/5. Line H is parallel to line G. What is the slope of line H? So don't let this word problem make you nervous or anything like that. This is really a super easy problem. We know that parallel lines have the same slope, right? If this is parallel, we just copy down that exact same slope. So -2/5, -2/5, and we're done. Number 2, line P has a slope of 7 over 2. Line Q is perpendicular. So it's our first time we get to use this formula. So we're going to swap our numerator and our denominator and change the sign. So 7 over 2 becomes 2 over 7. Since this was positive, then our answer becomes negative. So -2/7 is the slope of a perpendicular line as opposed to 7/2. Number 3, line B has a slope of -8 over 9. Line C has a slope of -8 over 9. So what's the relationship between these two lines? They are parallel because they have the same slope. Number 4, line P has a slope of -4/5. Line Q has a slope of -5/4. Now be very careful here. We did swap the numerator and the denominator, so you would think they're perpendicular, but they also have to be opposite signs. So since this one was negative and this one is also negative, the answer choice here is actually neither. So it was so close, but this negative right here made it neither. Number 5, line E has a slope of 5/9. Line F is perpendicular. So if we have to write this out, we swap our numerator and our denominator and change the sign from positive to negative. So the answer here is -9/5. Number 6, y equals 7/8x plus 8. Another line is y equals 7/8x plus 7/4. And they ask you if these are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. And it doesn't matter what this b is, what the y-intercept is, because we're just concerned with the slope. So 7/8 and 7/8 is the same. So these two lines are parallel. Number 7, y equals 2/9x plus 6, and line T is parallel, so the slope of line T is going to be the same 2/9. Number 8, y equals -7/9x plus 7/8. Line B is perpendicular, so to write this slope, we'll swap numerator and denominator and change the sign. So our answer is 9/7. Number 9, y equals 5/8 x plus 9. Line H is parallel, so we'll just copy that slope. Number 10, y equals negative 3/8 x plus 6/5. Another line, y equals negative 5/2 x plus 5. So this slope and this slope have nothing in common, so neither. Number 11, line P passes through points 9, 9, and 6, 5. Line Q is perpendicular to P. What is the slope of line Q? Now this one takes a little bit more elbow grease because we have to figure out the slope of line P. We can do that with our slope form. So m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So remember, if this is x and y, this is x and y. It doesn't matter which one is 1 and 2 as long as you're consistent. So since this one was written first, we'll call this x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. And then we just plug those into our formula. So 5 minus 9 over 6 minus 9. So 5 minus 9 is negative 4. 6 minus 9 is negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. So the slope of line P is 4/3. So it's asking us to find the slope of line Q if it's perpendicular. So we'll swap our numerator and our denominator and change the sign. So m equals negative 3/4. And that's it.